boys and girls. I am so excited that we get to do some math together again this week. I got my webcam working, so this is good. You get to see me. I don't get to see you, but I get to see you sometimes on Zoom and Seesaw and videos and things like that. So that's super exciting. I am so excited about this lesson today because you are going to do some really sophisticated middle school math. So really, you're getting an algebra lesson today. So I hope that you're excited. But before you get started on your work, I really want you to pause the video and I want you to take a few minutes to gather some items that you can use for counting, because that is just really going to be an essential part of conquering this skill. So I grabbed some marshmallows because I had those handy, but I want you to grab some goldfish or some Skittles or some beans or some Legos, something, and you're going to need about 15 items. So make sure that you have those things ready, and of course a pencil. I have grabbed a marker here because I want you to be able to see what I'm writing nice and clear, but you need to make sure that you have a pencil. All right, so let's get started first with this equation right here. You will see it looks a little different than what we normally see. Under normal circumstances, we might see a math sentence that looks something like 8 plus 2 equals 10, right? But what we have here is 8 plus 2 equals 2 plus blank. And so I want to show you how you can solve that. The first thing that I think that you probably have already noticed is that this is something that we call the communicative property. And in simple first grade terms, that means turnaround fact. So I'm going to show you basically what that means. So very, very important that you have things that you can count for this lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and build 8 plus 2. So here is 8, and then here is 2. I'll move those out of the way. All right, so 8 plus 2, and I can hear some of you now, 8 plus 2 is 10. That's right. So I'm going to do this little caret here and just record that 8 plus 2 equals 10. Okay, so we know what we know about the equal sign is that it means same. Equals means same. So what we're saying here is 10 is equal to 2, and we know that that's not true. And so we have to fix that by finding this missing piece. And let me just show you how absolutely easy that is. So these objects that you used here to build 8 plus 2, we're going to match 2 of them to this number 2. Okay? And then we're going to count what's left. Well, what do you think is left? You're right, 8. Okay, now we're going to move this 8 over here to match our 8, and we're just going to prove that this is in fact true. If we join 2 and 8, then we should get 10. So let's prove it. Ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 2 plus 8 is 10. Now, did you know that already? It's a turnaround fact. Let me just show you just in kind of with simpler numbers. Okay, let's use something like 2 plus 3. This is 2 plus 3, and we know that 2 plus 3 equals 5. Well, what happens if we do this? Now we have 3 plus 2. It still equals 5. We can do that with addition. We can just turn the facts around. If I have 3 and you have 2, together we have 5. If we switch, and then I have 2 and now you have 3, we still have 5 between us. And so that doesn't change. So that's exactly what this is showing us right here, is we can use that commutative property. If 8 plus 2 equals 10, then we know that 2 plus 8 also equals 10. Okay? All right, so moving on to the next equation, which is a little bit trickier, but not if you have gathered some objects for counting. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have 5 plus 2 plus 6. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Once I show you, equals 4 plus 3 equals blank. So the objective here is to find this missing part. Okay, so what we're going to do first is ignore this side right here that has the missing part. We can't solve anything that's missing, but we can solve what we do have. And we do have 5 and 2 and 6. So let's solve that now. So here's 5, and here's 2, and here's 6, all ready for us to join together. So 5 and 2 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 5 plus 2 plus 6 equals 13. That wasn't so bad. So what this is showing us now is 13 equals 4 plus 3. Well, that's not true. So we've got to make it true. Let me show you how absolutely easy that is. We're going to take these objects and you're just going to match it to these numbers right here. So that's step 2. We're going to take 4 and 3 and match 4 plus 3. That leaves us with this, which is the part that's missing. So I'm subitizing this in my head. I hope that you are too. That's 6. Good. We're not done because what we want to do now is move this 6 over here and we want to prove 4 plus 3. Can you tell me what that is? Right? It's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That should be what we started with here. And it is. Good job, boys and girls. Look how easy that is when you have those objects to help you. Good. There is also a way to draw this as if you were doing a missing part problem. You could even put it into a number bond. I'm going to show you that with the next one because I just think it's easier when it's simplified and it doesn't have quite so many numbers. I think under different circumstances we might not be teaching this with 3 add-ins. It just happens to be the way that it came from the district this week. So I'm going to show you once we get on to that next one. Okay, so let's take a look at this last example. And these sample problems are going to help you with the assignment that you need to turn in for a grade next week. So just be ready for that. Work through this with me because that's going to help prepare you to work on that as well. All right, so let's take a look. We have 7 plus 4 equals blank plus 3. We're going to cover this side up because we're just ignoring that for now. We can't work with anything that we don't know. So we have to start with the side that has everything that we do know. And we do know 7 plus 4. So the first thing we're going to do is build that. So here's 7 plus 4. All right. And some of you might be thinking, oh, that's a friend of 10 plus 1. And you would be right. So 7 and 3 is 10 plus 1 more is 11. So 7 plus 4 is 11. Great. 11 equals blank plus 3. Well, we know that 11 and 3 are not the same, so we're going to make it the same, and it's going to be this easy. We're going to take 3, and we're going to drop it here. That means this that's left goes here. It's as easy as that. So what's left? 3, 6, and 7, 8. Very good. Now, we're not done because we want to prove it. So we're going to put this 8 here to match, and then we're going to join together and do the math. 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect job. Do you see how easy that is, boys and girls? All right, so what this shows us is 7 plus 4 equals 8 plus 3 because 11 is the same as 11. Now, let's just take this one step further. And if you wanted to challenge yourself and also draw this to solve, you could. So let me show you how you can do that. We're going to just flip this over to the back. And we're going to go with this. All right. 5 plus 4 equals blank plus 6. So this is you drawing it if you want to. Boys and girls, do you remember how our document camera was always doing this to us at school? It just misses school too, I guess, and wants to do it to us at home as well. All right, we're going to get this to work, I promise. Bear with me. Okay. I'm sorry, boys and girls. Bear with me. This is crazy. I don't know why it's not working. All right. Well, I'm just going to click out of it and start back over. Hold on just a second. That's silly. Oh, nice. I don't know why it wants to do that. Here we go. Okay, we're going to work with this. All right, 5 plus 4 equals blank plus 6. So we're just going to draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to label, and this is 9. Okay, so if we have 9 and we know that 6 is part of this side where there's a missing piece, we can just tick 6 off over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at what's left. That gives us 3. Now we just definitely want to prove. We know that 5 plus 4 equals 9. Well, what about 3 plus 6? You could draw a picture of it. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have proven that 3 and 6 is 9, and 5 and 4 is 9, so therefore 5 plus 4 equals 3 plus 6, and that is true. You could have also turned this into a number bond by saying 5 plus 4 equals 9. That's our whole number. 6 is the part that we know what is missing to make 9. Okay, and in that case, you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 is what we know. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the part that was missing. I would strongly encourage you to use objects for counting first, and then you can challenge yourself by drawing the picture or using a number bond. I just think that the objects are just going to make it so very concrete and easy for you to see that I would start with that first. Okay. All right. This is the piece that I wanted to show you for this week. I'm recording on Friday, boys and girls, so I keep thinking about next week. But when you're watching this, it will already be next week. This is your assignment for math for the week, this unknown add-ins practice. We'll make sure that this is attached to the calendar, parents, and possibly even as an attachment if you find that easier. If you need to just write the equations on paper, that's fine. Don't feel like you have to print this off. Just needs to be submitted in some way. And so let this video help you as you are solving these 6 equations. You can see that here's the communicative property that we just talked about. 3 plus 5 equals 5 plus. Well, think about that. And then there are some missing add-ins here, but look, there's 3 add-ins in some of these equations, which I know can be a little much, but there's only 2 of those. But this is the paper that needs to be submitted. Boys and girls, I'm super proud of you and all the work that you're doing at home. Good luck with your math this week.